Hi, in this video, I'll be demonstrating to you how to interpret a cumulative frequency graph. This is how a cumulative frequency graph looks like. The graph is typically in an S shape. So in this graph, some kind of questions we can have is to find the median. The meaning of median is the middle. When I say middle, means to find the middle of the cumulative frequency. So in this graph, we can tell that there are a total of 32 items. Let's say it could be 32 strings. Out of this 32 strings, we need to find the middle string and find what the length of that middle string is. So the middle of 32 is 16. 32 divided by 2, 16. So we want to find the middle, the 16th item. So we're going to find here. So we draw a line, and then we go down to the horizontal axis. So it seems like the middle string has a length of 30 centimeters. So you always go this way and then downwards. That's how we find the median. So take the total, divide by 2, and then you use the graph to find the median. Another type of question they can ask is to find the range. To find the range, you must look at the graph, the S-curve graph here. Do not look at the graph paper, okay? You must only focus on the graph that is drawn out here. To find the range, you will have to take the lowest length, which is 20 centimeters, and the graph stops at 40 centimeters. So the range is to take the largest length minus the smallest length, so the range is 20 centimeters. You can apply this same concept to any other types of cumulative graph. Another one is finding interquartile range. Inter means between, and quartile means quarter. So a quick way to do this is, we talk about range, right? Is to find range is basically to take the highest minus the lowest one. So what does it mean? We need to find two types of quarters. Which quarter are we talking at? A quick way to do this is to, first of all, take 32 divided by 2. That will give us the middle string. So this is the median, right? Which is what we established earlier. To find the upper quartile, we'll take between this 32 and 16, we divide it by 2. So the middle one is actually 24. This is what we call the upper quartile. Once again, how do you get 24? When you have 32 minus 16, we have 16, right? So the 16 units between 32 to 16, and 16 you divided by 2 is 8. So when 16 plus 8, it gets you 24. So 24 is the middle between these 2 points. This is what we call the upper quartile. And the upper quartile is, if you use the graph, you should use a ruler. Oh, apologies for the crooked line. You should get you roughly 33. If there's an upper quartile, there surely is a lower quartile. We do the same process again. Between 16 to 0 is 16 as well. So you divide it by 2, you get 8. So you have 8 as the lower quartile. So you see, there are actually 4 quarters here. The lowest quarter, the middle quarter, and the upper quartile. So this is the lower quartile, which if we use the graph, you get 28. So to find the interquartile range, we take the upper quartile, which is 33, minus 28, the lower quartile, and you will get, what's it, 5? Yeah, 5 centimeters. So this is how you find the interquartile range. Now, next thing is to find the 10th percentile. The word percentile comes from percentage. How do you find this? We have 32 items, or 32 strings here. So we're going to find the 10th string. 10 percentile means 10 over 100 because percentage is over 100 times 32. So this will get us 3.2. So the 3.2 string, right? 3.2 string is somewhere around here, maybe halfway and slightly higher. Now this graph doesn't have many lines, so it's a little difficult to observe. But in any case, it could be around 24.5. So 10 percentile is about 24.5 centimeters. So it's always the percentage over 100 times by the number of items or students that you have. So let's look at the question from the textbook, page 22. First, they ask you to find the median. So the first step you must always look at is to read the question. The following cumulative frequency graph shows the distribution of the ages of 200 students. So that's your data, your 200 students. This graph, right, from 0 students up till 200 students. This is students. And these are the ages of the students from the lowest, the youngest is 8, and the oldest is 15 years old. So they ask you to find the median. So median means what is the middle age of all the students here. To do that, you repeat the same thing. You have 200, so 200 divided by 2, that means you will finding the 100th student. So we use the 100th student as the median, but 100 is not the answer. You're supposed to use the graph, hit the graph here, and then bring it down. You get you this point. So make sure you count each small box properly. There are actually 5 small boxes, so 11.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So the median is 11.8 years. That's for median. Next one, finding the interquartile range. So we have established that this is the median. So you need to find the upper quartile. So between 200 and 100, if you divide it by 2, that gives you 50, right? So this would be the upper quartile. Okay, upper quartile. So again, if I demonstrate to you 200 minus 100, you get you 100. And 100 divided by 2, you get you 50. So you're going to take 100 plus 50. This will give you the upper quartile. So this is the upper quartile. Go down. You get this point, which is 12.2, 12.4, 12.6. So 12.6 here. At the same time, you also need to find the lower quartile. Lower quartile is here, 50, right? So it's 50, 50, 50. So here, you use the graph and go downwards. You get 11 as the lower quartile. Therefore, the interquartile range is 12.6 minus 11, that gives us 1.6 years. Next one, okay, we have the range. So to find the range, right, if you recall, range is always the youngest, okay, where the graph starts at here, and where the graph stops at, which is 15. Therefore, the range is 15 minus 8, 7 years. 10th percentile, right? To find the 10th percentile, we need to find the 10th percentile of the students. So 10 out of 100 times 200. That will give us the 20th student. So use the graph, find the 20th student, which is, this is 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20. This is the 20th student. Use the graph and bring it down. You get 9.246, 9.6. So the 20th percentile is the 20th student, sorry. The 10th percentile will give us 9.6 years. Okay. So this is how you do the first part, part A. Lastly, one of the students is chosen at random. What is the probability that the student's age is at most 12 years old? Right, so that means it must be students that from a range of 0 years old, or in this case 8 years old, the youngest, up to 12 years old at most. So 12 is the cutoff here, right? Where it should be perhaps here. Okay. So 12, we draw it. It should look perhaps here. Okay. So you find that there are from 0 to 110, 100, 105, 110, 115. So 115 students have ages at most 12 years old. So the youngest is 8, the maximum is 12, 115. But the question asks for probability. So to find the probability is at most 12 years old, right? It will be 115 over 200, right? But please don't leave your answers like this, because fractions must be simplified. So you will have divided by 5, 23 over 40. This could be the probability, the simplest form. Alright, that's all.